Ras, go on.
Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Sun Show Bitai. Usually is the straight talk that we usually have on schedule, but today then you expand menu bi. Because we have burning issues you have need and put cover ko tay. As usual, Bubang Fi, Falabo Edina you join, and he's an expert on things going around, Gambian football. We beat Gambia, but mostly in Europe. Sana is also here with his experience working within the football fraternity. Some of the bonding issues mom dina ñu si muna jàppale bu baax tey. Some of it is dinañ look at the things going on in and around football, especially the authorities and side B, with referee and the recent firings and stuff like that. We would also look at the league. So expert, be number one expert. Be he's not in house yet, but definitely new followers of the league, and we can play around and talk about things that are popular right now in the league. Balanyu Dorma by Buba, please. Welcome. And I don't know what your jersey say. I'm just a little bit curious with that GFPA. La wafofu.
No, Russ, Gambian Football Players Association, may
Oh,
seen
okay.
media officer bi, lu nga xam ne war nañoo def partage or publicity or PR, so lu nga xam ne la is very close to me. So bàyyi xel woon jaayoon naa wàlli daan benn play ñu ko oyee Keba Sambu Rice. The whole of last year maa ngi ko doon xeexal FIFA, the highest court of football land FIFA. It was very, very, very tough. So lulu tam suma liggéey la parce que gis naa ne I mean sometimes it's not about reporting the players wante ne yan difficulties la gaay di am, yan advice la gaay di dal di am, because ne like lu bari mu ngi dal di jur parce que ne these players amum lu nga xam ne mooy management, so at least lu nga xam ne jot nañ ko see dal di xam ñu séddee ko gars yi so foofu tam Sana daf ñu dee criticize nag si plateforme yi Gambian Players association wante lu ndaw lu nga xam ne ñu ngi koo xam ñu ngi koo yokk gars yi peut tam ndaw raw tam ñu ngi dal di jàngat parce que ne ex-players yi ñoo fa dal di nekk so loolu la daal Ras man laa nuyu di nuyu Sana di nuyu auditeurs yi ñi nga xam ne ifin suñu dégluwutee léegi nii guddi den dee dal di ñëw déglu wala ñu dal di ko déglu tam the next day maa ngi dal di nuyu ñooñu di dal di yaakaar ne a very wonderful show.
Buba jërëjëf waaye I'm happy with suma nu ma farawee tey di laa layte lu nekk foofu noonu because doon waxtaan ak John si boppam di ko doon layte wàllum Players Association bi and I was very disappointed ne at this point only 3 teams ñoo register si Players Association bi 2 female teams and 1 male team and I'm challenging all the fans Habibi go to Real and make sure ne player register nañ because it's only $100 per player pour nga register and this small change dina mun a dimbale Players Association bi su lu bëri this monthly Players Award yu ndee am or seen annual award night bu gaay dee organise at yu bëri yu gaay dee dox daal I think ne teams yi Sana war nañoo góorgóorlu ñu seet nu ñoo register seen players si Players Association.
Waaw jërëjëf Ras si sa nuyu sa introduction bi maa ngi laa nuyu di nuyu Buba di nuyu waale Habib am naa ne moom right now mu ngi xaw a réer because moom dañ schedule time bi xam naa Lamin dafa schedule time bi so he's kind of mixed up a little bit daal ne hopefully nañ ko am on board very soon Mahaguma boy Bakawli ñu ngi naa nuyu ku nekk yaa ngi wàllu am solo Ras Players Association bi it is there for mu look into the welfare of players and I think ne mbooloo mooy doole they need to start respecting that association nga xam ne pour ñu mun a ñu xam ne rek that is the only association bi am loo xam ne la they should be more powerful than any other thing that you think of so it's like you also nekkul ci association bi if you had a contractual issues in the future nañ ñoo la war a taxawal it means that you got to fight for yourself but I mean these are facts the association is an allied association to the Gambia Football Federation. They have voting rights. They are genuine stakeholders. and ñu constitute loolu noonu mooy the players itself ñoo xam ne la ñoom ñooy play week in week out ñoom ñoo war a nekk members of those associations. So not be it's disheartening to pour dégg ne most of the players are not still registered with the association. If there is a conflict where the players, or for example, player be suspended, I mean, unnecessary suspension, then you're gonna taxawal. The club should not have the powers. They can only go so far. But the players association can take this matter to, to any level. And it is high time for the players and the coaches to understand it. The association is theirs. Du pour keneen ñoom ñoo ko moom. So they need to take that ownership. How do you take ownership? You need to register, pay your dues every month. Xaalis bi mu ngi fa pour yow nekkul fa pour the executive of the executive of the association. It is there for the welfare of the players. So I mean, I think we should do for new enlightened players, and they've been doing extremely well. We've seen on social media everywhere they're going to clubs, all the clubs, try to make them to understand. And then they have to. They have to.
Yeah, loolu moom lu important la Sana, are you with us?
Yeah, I am with you. Yeah, Maladiga.
Okay, go on. Dama foog ne dama la lose a little bit.
Yeah, I am here. Come loolu laay wax ni it's really important.
Okay, just wanted to make sure ne kotuma la si sa process.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you hearing me loud and clear? It's the one room you have overlap. Buba yaa ma dégga.
Sana man laa dégga.
Waaw dafa nduru maa ngi am
waaw man laa dégga continue mun ngaa continue.
Okay. Comme loolu laa doon wax ni it's really really important pour players yi mën a xam loolu te association bi the only thing ñoom luñ mën a def the executive per se luñ mën a def mooy that is what they are doing, that is to go to clubs and then visit the players in their clubs and tell them what this thing is all about. And I think it is high time for the players to take ownership. Lu leen neexut ci association bi daf leen war a leer ne ñoom ñoo am doole bi to change the leadership. But I mean for now it is really really important for all the players to be in that association, ñu fay seen juicy, to be genuine members.
Absolutely, very, very, very important, because without these contributions, Players Association be doing muna function dal. But one of the topics you don't introduce Buyagut Sana has to do with the appointment and the sacking of referee. I believe his name is Haruna Cham, or you can help me with his name or whatever. But this is a topic that is going on right now, and it's very interesting because it's a little controversial to some extent. He was appointed by an executive, and then his sacking was done on an individual basis, like the president himself. I don't know Nakalamo Woge Sana JFF and government. I know in government the president have some executive powers to act on his own. What is your take with this situation, Sana?
Whereas, first of all, it's disappointing because there is a lot of rumor going around the issue of these appointment and then and firing, and it's really sad because the whole thing luñ jot a dégga, and these are facts. These are not just fabricated facts. These are facts. Kaba dafa feel those two individuals have switched allegiance to Sadegu, and that is the reason that he is fired. They're fired. And looking at interesting more, see the latest letter came on the 28th, April 28th. Selling for Guinea key si position ambi. But here's the whole thing. So by hell, little si gannaaw rek, Haruna was appointed by the executive of Gambia Football Federation, and that would take us back to the 19th of October 2018, where he's appointed, signed by Babukar Kamara, for the Secretary General. And I will not read the whole content of the letter, but all I know is we write to inform you that he's been appointed by the executive of the Gambia Football Federation, and then he was serving the referees as their Secretary General. And then not long ago, I believe, on the 28th of April, that is last couple of last week or so, like in 2 weeks ago, he was also written by, which is signed by the Secretary General of the Federation, Turgene Kosi Referees Committee. And that reads, reference to the subject matter are directed by the president of the Gambia Football Federation to inform you that your appointment as a member of the Gambia Football Federation Referees Committee has been rescinded with immediate effect. In this regard, we take this opportunity to thank you for your service to the said committee during the past few years. You see, there is a contradiction. Kaba is elected, likewise all the other executive members. So I believe, so I worry them to sack somebody, you need to look at it properly. Even to fake I'm got the powers of sacking him. You need to look at it and agree with the right content. You cannot tell me the executive committee decided to appoint Buba, but the president can just come in and sack him. And
Right.
I think that's very dictatorial. This is something that, as far as I'm concerned, the referees, Gambia Football Referees Associations, needs to look into this matter, because Haruna was a referee in the league. By now,
Right.
I'm going to serve administratively the Referees Association. So they should definitely make a huge statement, to make sure that you diffuse these kind of situations happening in our football. You cannot just say, Buba supported my unit to be an enemy to Buba, which is not healthy. And that's always been the trend of Kaba and his team. Man, déglu naa audio yoo xam ne Kaba ngee threaten to relegate the team if they don't, because they are not supporting them. I'm not going to shy away to say those things because these are facts. So obviously,
What?
I'm serious. I'm really serious. These are, I mean, it's
No,
so
no,
it's just
no.
Mola one. Like, do they think that they own this federation? I don't understand that. This wasn't even like when I was here, when I was in the Gambia.
Okay. Dogumala, Dogumala. But this is. I know we are talking about the referees, but this is mind-boggling. This is like unbelievable to listen to audios where the president is actually threatening a team because they're not supporting them. And let's put this into context. Election again this August. Buba, I know you are dumbfounded by this summit. I know that you are shocked by Sana Lunga. Sana, but by Buba Wasilolo, then you continue to referee because that's crazy.
Wow, foog naa lu Sana wax loolu moo dee dal di dox because teams sax then they am a fear of ne ñu dal di express suñ boppa or ñu even complain like AGM bi do they am the constitution do they am the report, the financial report, federation lu fa dugg ak lu fa génn duñ ko dee am in time wante ku dem na faa dal di ngunu because ñu ngi ragal pour ñu wax ne Sana daf dee against federation wala Sana li la wax so like basically daf ñu dal di delloo si time yi jamono Yaya Jammeh ku nga xam ne ku nekk dafa ngunu si sa néeg o nga teg raas si suuf o nga teg Sana te loolu mu ngi affect lu nga xam ne mooy the integrity of the Gambian football ba pare yow soo nekkee president as an elected president of the federation yaa ngi serve the teams all equal even ne su fekkee ne yow yaa moom Wagadu FC yaa moom Steve Biko yow all the teams da nga dal di amele wante ne I mean it's just sad ne mun noon dal di delloo si li nga xam ne mooy dictatorial phase bi wante ne tam like the integrity bu nga xam ne waroon nañ koo am si football or the integrity bu nga xam ne ñu ngi ko dal di séntu si président fédération bi ba pare tam suñ la ko waxee doo ko góom because of ne the man or ñu ko dal di troppa like ñu ngi dal di niróo ni ay malaika ñu ngi dal di niróo ni ay yónente the diplomatic in some way their promises so it's not in something personal wante lu ma bëgg a wax mooy ne the integrity of the federation the integrity of the presidency loolu daal tax na suuf su fekkee ne loolu la moo dal di doxal ba pare tam moo dal di tax ñu bari ñu mën a express seen boppa publicly or even su gaa demee meeting sax or even because am na benn team bu ñu bind ne gisoon na Kaba dafa ñëw jël toogoom bi teg ko si digg fil bi di seetaan BK Milan te loolu influence na the results of the results influence na the performance of the referee because lu sana fail to understand moo ñu ne that same referee committee Kaba mu fa Kaba mu si biir committee boobu yaa ngi naan Kaba mu fa toog comme ni bonut pour bu nekk fu nekk wante ne warut faa nekk fully baax na muy am all report wante ne committee bu nekk Kaba mu fa so referee association boobu maa ngi ñaan Kaba maa ngi ñaan sana wala yow ngeen find out ndax Kaba si boppam nekkut a member of that referee association ba pare tam this sack referee tam bëgg nañ ko am si interview we want to hear his voice because loolu moo ko dal di demale we want to get the side of his story na dafa dal di feel he is dañ ko dal di target na dañ ko dal di witch hunt you understand because xam na ne la te wuna mënoon wante ne logically dama doon foog ne mun nañ koo serve a warning xam nga executive bi mun na koo serve a warning ne lii la because soo bàyyee xel there were so many pressing issues lu Kaba war a dal di suspend lu mu war a dal di daaxa than this mayor referees because ñu doon involve si tamit politique ñooñu seen case ñu lam dal di reyee secretary général mu ngi fi dal di daaxoon paya génne seen mbaxana yi so those are pressing issues wante léegi ni maa ngi foog ne like war nga koo serve a warning letter su fekkee ne sax dafa dal di yaxal luwaa referees bi su jëlee bribe or bu influence match because Kaba lu moo dal di fail to understand or his executive yaa ngee daxa kooku mu ngi dema experience xamuloo ne kooku sax léegi ni sax influence na referee ba pare sax referee yëpp mu ngi dañ la nekk si seetam problème si beneen kaam so like loo dee def yow tam na nga fa ne yaa ngi xool the individual wante at the other side muy amee lu nga xam ne mooy repercussion because kooku demee naa xam-xam demee naa experience demee naa influence because ku mel ni secretary général soo ko daaxee si association ras xam nga ne kooku demee naa góom yu bari demee naa secret yu bari kon ñun tam mën a as a journalist bëggoon naa interview kooku ñu am ko on standard newspaper front page ñu dalee dégg lu mu dal di wax daal wante I think ne logically mu ne noo dal di def li nga xam ne mooy warning o ñu dal di ko ootam décision bi ñu ko sana riidee ñu dal di delluwaat si décision bi tam wante tam dangaa dal di gis ne Kaba si boppam mu ngi toog foofu kon moom xam na lu moo dal di def so it's sad ne turam génn na si lettre bi and it will not tell well si li nga xam ne mooy askan bi
Ras bala ngaa dem ma setal benn Gambia Football Referees Association, it's a different with the referees committee. There is a committee that is set up to look into at the affairs of the referees as well. That is different from the referees association. Kaba munta daha these two gentlemen, and interestingly, the other gentleman Kuku is a retired FIFA referee. So and he was a fire service officer as well. So he has experience in both on refereeing as well as security, and he's in the GFF security committee. Koku Mungsi GFF security committee. But that being said, Munut Koda has a referees association because he's a bona fide member. But you can sack him in the referees committee. My issue is, don't sack him because of a personal issues. Sack him because he has violated his code of conduct. That would have been understandable. But you cannot.
Wait. Let's clean up this. This is the referees committee that is set up by the GFF.
Yeah.
So the president has the right to oversee these things.
He's the chairman of that committee,
Oh, okay.
that
Why?
reference committee.
But he should
So
not be
Buba
part of.
Mungawat
Some people
technically,
know
Buba
he should
Mungawat,
not be part of the referees association. Bubu Mombi,
he
he's
cannot be
not
part
part.
of the referees association because he's not. These are for referees and retired referees.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Raz. A president of the Football Federation being a chairman of the referees committee. What do you think is going to happen? I was just saying, Mandola just one. I had an audio. If that particular team is not careful, they will relegate them.
Mhm.
And eventually that team got relegated.
Wow.
Eventually they got relegated.
Wow.
The same, just to justify Limawa, because it's not something that I'm just saying. One of the coaches, Ndamsi Yala Suleiman Kuyate,
Mhm.
he was an assistant to Omar Sise Chantimbi.
Mhm.
The following year, when you have a Chantim selection, Omar was told point blank, we are not going to recognize the appointment of Saul because enemy. This is how heartless they are. This is how ungrateful they are to football. This you mean if anybody don't support you, you are not gonna be like, you don't own football, for God and heaven's sake. You don't own it. These are people that maybe differ opinions. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna put this like on the open. You want to tell me Kaba is gonna sack Sandong as the technical director of the federation because Sadibu Kamason came from Hawks, and everybody knows that the Sadibu Hawks is gonna back him? Is that what you wanted to tell me? Interesting times. You see, and I mean,
Yeah. Good question. Good question.
We need to clean up. We need to definitely clean up and differentiate people that are that are to serve football and the executive. People that are appointed, the staff of the federation, should definitely focus on the administrative aspect of football. They have nothing to do with politics. It's been going around. Angaman mom is straight talk la. Don't amut come oiga amut laha laha. Then go straight to on it. Top GFF officers are going to the staff of the federation. You need to support Kaba on all the social media platform. If not, Nisun will then daha. These are things that are going on in that office right now. Kaba defa partner at Timambi, ne Gambia defa tuti. We are all friends in one way or the other. Li healthy office be, we all know. Linga our partner, na kwa demba.
Well, sana harama janga siyan because I have seen posts where people are actually going at GFF employees point blank telling them that you don't have the right to be campaigning. It's not part and parcel of your employment contract to be campaigning for Kaba or the GFF or stuff like that. So I wanted to learn from you guys because I looked at it in a way that, okay, this is my job. And without Kaba as the president, potentially the might lose my job. So it's common sense for me to politic for him. Is this wrong? Are the people telling these guys what are politic? Are they right?
That shows you how selfish and ungrateful they are. If you can tell Kemo and Pamatar, you cannot support APRC and UDP for that matter, because you defy a political ideology with them. Not threaten to Sagalen, and we all know the Secretary General of the Federation was behind it. Because he was also in another party. And we all know Ibu Fai is a member of NPP. So to please their superiors at NPP, they wanted to look like me. Anybody who doesn't support NPP, then nada, how you going to lose your job. That being said, Kemo is never been sacked. He's never been sacked. So they make noise, and this is the thing, Ras. Why is Kemo not been sacked up till now? He's a very good brother.
Why should he be sacked?
Su fekkee ne what they said ne employees of the Gambia Football Federation should not engage in any politics. Lanton Bondi mentioned it. He said this code of conduct has to do with the staffs. That those people that are paid to work for the federation, they are not executive members. Executive are elected. They are not appointed. These are appointed individuals to serve offices, different portfolios in the federation. So if they can send code of conduct allowing them for them to partake in politics, I would not have a problem of anybody being sacked.
Yeah, but
let's stop this selective justice.
National politics or football politics?
It's both. It's both. They don't have to engage in politics at any form. So, Legi, come on, you saw a position where you wanted to use this staff for the political move, but you wanted to sack X, Y, and Z. Don't go serve letter, last warning letter, for him to desist from it, for you to just go and negotiate with him. Because I know exactly what transpired. And if they wanted to challenge that, we can still show them that you are not smart enough.
We can VAR it, huh?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Don't bring your selfish interests into the affairs of football. In one way or the other, dafa dem. Even Superior Sadibu Mofi knew, dafa knew. After some time, Sadibu dafa dem. But what is important is the staffs of the federation. These are appointed, these are staff. They should be able to work with any administration when you're into football. The question mark is on Kemo here. Kemo has worked with almost all the federation presidents in your GFF. Okay? So don't try to bring in that atmosphere. That is the reason we think it's very important for us to have change. Because if you change, Kuino needs to understand that you have to differentiate these two things. No politician, understanding no.
Whilst you are touching the topic of change, Sana, I just wanted to highlight one thing, Siletabi, and then Buba, let's move to this change. Luma gets Sileta Bobunono was, okay, the Secretary General is saying the President Bimungla sack, but I did not see any reasons in the letter. I believe Neo Buba Sude Sajobe Kayanyungla, they would give you reasons. They would tell you, okay, maybe discipline wise, danga late, danga miss ligay 5 times a month, and you only allowed maybe 1 or twice. They'll give you reason why you are sacked. There's always a reason why you are sacked. But this letter, maybe Mandama wrong, gisuma a reason why they have sacked them.
Wow, comme ni ma ko waxoon rek bëgg naa sana dimbale ma kun dal di sack at least ñu bindat story mi tam as a front page mun naa am kaba si boppam defoon na loolu subsequent lifi because maa ngi dégg sana mu ngi wane ne ñaari different body la wante xam naa ne kaba mun si benn body bi moom loolu moom si defal moom xam nga ban la si gaay wante mun si
that's the reference committee.
So Ras like lii laa dee wax tam bés bu ma kontaan si Gambian football mooy ne bés bu nit di jóg muy dafa yóbbu ni court ngir football loolu la ma see kontaan because kii tam am na fu mu dal di bokk wante luwaay réew bi am na lu mu ko dal di may wala constitution ni association boobu am na lu mu ko dal di may ne président bi du ma dal di sack single handedly. So moom tam on the other part instead of muy grumble or di ñëw social media or di jox journaliste am mun naa challenge loolu. mun naa dem si court si bu challenge loolu de because xam na ne lu ko daaxee du yoon. So definitely si winee cause boobu dañ ko mën a dal di overturn foog ñun tam ñuy jël football di ko yóbbu si ay court loolu dafa easy dafa jug lu bare ba pare tam dafa xaar lu nga xam ne mooy yoon bi because Ras these appointments at this sacking warut a ànd ak emotions xam nga like foog ñu génnee suñu mbuba yi comme ni ma la ko dee waxee man su ma nekkee ma may secrétaire général fédération wala man may seen milieu office bi waruma sol mbuba boobu ak puugar because su ma doole moo attaque si liggéey boobu bés moo fa génnee du ma amaat dat doole du ma amaat baat boobu so warum di daaxaan ni ngir ne dama mer warum di appoint nit ne kii di def ma yaagaa gërëm fu ma dem yaa na saan loolu tam nekk na culture even si président bi sax si co-président bi sax da ngaa gis ne diw de appoint na ko parce que géwélam la diw appoint na ko parce que rally bi bu lu wax sugota kenn waxut ko fa because we are going with emotions.
boy yaa ngee dem bu laal suma oncle de daxi ñi si pay
no. So basically, one day I will be very glad for this man who challenge the matters to the court, who summon Kaba to court, then explanation the father because one can you know like when is abuse of power, you know, Saranak the Merke, how wanna straight talk la one day he's very, very fired up one day like na man we knew what journalism because these are stories that we have to learn. 5 years in five coming years, if you have one, you don't let them reference. You understand? One that I think is based on because
what more evidence do you need to put this said particular person on the spotlight? So you are very fortunate to see the appointment and the sacking letter. And between the lines.
No, xam nga sana léegi nii like liggéey journalist dafa dal di am because kooku suñ waxtaanee moom léegi nii suñ bi ne very powerful headline because xam nga li yëpp ci suuf la am dee doo sana yow you are opportune pour nga am ko man ama woon that luxury pour ma am letter bi that same day yaa ngi understand pour we make rounds we have to come to the media domains and he have to challenge
media be am na dole de it's a pressure pipe. One of the first point that I would challenge, sir, even before the court, through the executive, is like, okay, if you're gonna fire me, give me the reasons. What fire? What have I done wrong? But this would lead us to Kamaso, another guy that some part of let me say his camp hoping when he comes in did not change some of these unwanted fabrics si Gambian football bi gis nañ ne Langtombong bokk na si ñu ko endorse lately Pa Dembo endorse na ko how much weight would this Pa Dembo endorsement have towards the coming election, guys?
Go on.
Wow. Wéet bu Pa Dembo di am warunte dal di fàtte Pa Dembo mun naa am fukki at nekk na captain national team bi yaa understand ba pare tam nekk na active football mun nañoo wax ne gannaaw ñoom biiri ñoom Jato Cissé ñoom Ibou Sila ñoom Sefo Soli ñoom tam yóbbu neen seen moom bokk na si génération as score bu nga xam ne yóbbu neen football Gambie si kaw si lu nga xam ne muy bitim réew nekk na captain national team Ras soo nekkee captain national team ifin Morocco ifin Romania Bolivia Chile Argentina dande am cër ni cër bu Samuel Eto'o amee mbuba bu Samuel Eto'o sol mbuba boobu la Pa Dembo Touré dal di sol Eto'o mu ngi dal di Chile ne first division yi ak second division yi ku jotut sa fay si sa club si ñëw leen Demba barki Demba ñu ngi gis place yu nga xam ne sa amum account ñu ngi ñëw di ubbi account parce que moom jaaroon na fa Demba ñun wala Sénégal yi nekk Sénégal bi tey jamono ñu bokkaandee ñun Cameroun dañ doon dal di support Nigeria dañ doon support Ghana wante Cameroun moo gën a tax ñu doon support football Africa kon kooku su play all those years despite ne play na Europe jigéen na Cameroun bu lu ndaw so tey lu moo dal di gis lu mu xam ne mu ngi fa doon nekk si fukki at yi dal di romb nii yëpp loolu mu ngi ko dal di far kon soxla neen big personalities itam ñu dal di ñëw bañ a ragal bañ a laaxu ñu ñëw dal di wax ne jox neen seen wéet because Kaba amut kenn ku ko support soo bàyyee xel di seen signature boobu muy Lamin Jasseh muy Baboucarr Camara ñoom ñoo ñal di ëlbatiku waat ñu ne 5 regions presidency ne endorse neen Kaba lettre boobu sàkkul na ñaari yoon si different ñaari élection so ñoom léegi no use this regional presidents like what about most of a captain ku nga xam ne captain national team yi raas jamono boobu raas football Gambie dafa yaaga ñii su gaa doon dem Mauritanie dañ doon dem Land Rover la gaa doon demee Mauritania ñii suñu doon dem Ethiopia ak Sierra Leone seen xaalis la gaa doon fay you can be telling that like ay millions la football fédération bi wala Gambie ko fi mel ne Amel Jato Cissé wax noppi Ibou Sila wax noppi Badembo Touré kon kooku kon am na cër si football yi Gambia parce que légende la doo ko xam ne nga taxaw biir Sweden fu la foo waxee Gambia rek dañ laa waññe Badembo Touré kon mu ngi du dal di football waru galam nag pour bu dalee lifin biri jooy na ko fi match ak si gay jooy na ko fi ñu dal di dem yëpp yàlla suuf si la seen kaw ñooñu dañ ko fi dal di jooy pour football lu nga xam ne mooy restore confidence ras yow sa boppa nga am yëg-yëg ne football mu ngi dem kanam ras dafa ne ci woon restore confidence
Buba yow dafa mel ni yow yaa ngi si boori restore confidence de
non ras ma xamee ras comme ni like dama fiya because bëgguma ñu use platform bi pour campaign or anything else I understand soo gisee ma xam sana suma mag la apart from suma mag sana football laa koo xamee I understand apart from sana lu nekkee suma mag man football laa xamee sana maa ngi nekkaale maa ngi consider muy sol number 2 you know nañ ko dee isi second half comme yoon a bromul la nag you know nañ ko dee isi second half di leen mën a overlap gars yi xam nga so ras xam nga ne man fukki at bu ma lifi ras apart from diine football is even suma jabar sax ma ko di mën a mix nag ma ne rasuma ko dama waxaa moom or football so like ras we have to be honest suñ amee di loyalty rek suñ amee di xool yi prix bu Gambian football dafaa dal di dem kon pas de moo tudde xam naa du MC moom loolu laa bëgg a wax comme ne like it's not emotion doo support Kamaso because of ne yërëm ko doo support Kama because of yërëm ko wante lan mooy yóbbu football Gambia si kanam lan moo ko yóbbu ras xoolal CAF élection bi bu mu dal di ñëwoon bu mu dal di amee Ahmed ñëw fii bu nekk fi Malayka mu nit koo yóbbu léegi ni South African bi tam ñëw fii mu nit koo yóbbu lu ko xew mooy corruption amoon xol yi nga xam ne war naa yóbbu football Africa si kanam kon internally tam this FA président amoon xol bu nga xam ne yóbbu seen football yi dikk si kanam ras because tey African Cup of Nations quarter finalist loolu waroon naa ubbi fii tey fu mu nekk nii ñun agent yaa ngi naaw Gambia flag bu ñëw Gambia dafa nekk agent flag bu ñëw Gambia tey waroon naa nekk agent parce que ñu ngi dal di xool ne ana the next Musa Boro ana the next Ibrahima Dabo ana the next Steve wante apart from Real de Banjul kan moo dee génne players apart from Real de Banjul sa team ak team sana kan moo dee génne players yeah because ñun mën a sana bokk nañ si team wante because of ne mun naa am we are critics of the federation amuñ doole sa si team bi léegi ñun amum doole si team bi di full season because bëggum ñu associé ne kii ñi bokk nañ si team bi maa ngi sol lii wante mën na am su dee kii sax warut a bokk si yéen wante lu ma am pour wax ras ak te jàkkaar naa ne loolu la Pa Dembo is a very honest person ras man su ma la gisee dama lay xam man fu sam ndig nga du ma la dee George Waterman bu ma ko gisee xam naa ne ricc na lu ko dal di dal Pa Dembo Touré moo ko gisee xam naa ne kii ku diggu la Jato Cissé moo ko gisee xam naa ne ricc na lu ko dal di dal you understand ras I spend my life pour di wax these great legends kon lu gën a important tey mu ne ñu amal football Gambie xool comme ni yow noo amalee football Gambie xool ñun ñëpp ñu amal football Gambie xool loolu la ngay am kon Pa Dembo Touré as a captain as a legend war na mën a wax lu nga xam ne mooy gis-gisam nam ko def si teranga nam ko def si yar ba pare tam ras ñun ñëpp ras nee leen déggu suñ déggoo rek danoo am ndam bi Sénégal su ngay amee seen ndam bu ngay am déggu moo leen ko may Ghana déggu mënum koo am Nigeria déggu mënut am ndam léegi Guinée Conakry déggu mënut am ndam wante
Madagascar déggoo bi is very important ne suñ elders yi ñu mel ni ñoom Pa Dembo legends yi they are having a voice in football. And I'm thinking that people like Pa Dembo coming in would open up the space sana for players you have the national team but feel like they are not given the room to opine on things, to tell us their opinions or share suggestions or contribute. So soon you say players like Pa Dembo coming in, during election time and having a voice is very important. Why people just going back to the type of player Sada was, I'm not going to people he scored the best goal in Nema, but
No, Ras, did it. Amut. Hana mo naman base. Hana mo naman base bispo. Hana beso mo naman base. Wala mo naman sa tayo ng second half. Hana mo naman base.
why talaga de mo
Ras,
base.
Hana mo naman
Ras,
base.
duma agyo buba.
Yeah,
Don't go by more look on there. Why
he,
in saying so, mungi wa important. Why I'm not dimwa. I'm not a yarambe tanga rek. You know, so lolu du de ñaka. Why man ma buba ñu ci club and be ëlëk ci club bi. Ñun amuñ doole ci club bi. I think that's something wrong. Ñun suñ own problem la. And we're trying to work it out. And lolu that has nothing to do with the suñu gisee fédération bi oo nii because loolu suñu bos la ñun ñoo ko moom si lañ bokka 100%. So loolu joteewul ak dara ñun ku ñu bëgg a jot rek nga bëgg a ñëw associé ak loolu so waaye suñ ñëwee si plateforme bi we even comme li ma nekk even Kaba si boppam sax ñun dañ fi dee invite Ibou Faye. If you have burning issues we invite him and we will continue to do that. So we are not going to use this platform as a man. I'm not for my book. I'm not for my support. I have to. If the federation does anything great, the more I'm put acknowledge if I am just honest to myself. But if I have seen a law having the injustice to others, I will still have to denounce it. Man, this is basically this is how I am. And in no question be seeing the ex-players getting into endorsing, getting into football. One want to endorse but getting into football make feel like they're part of it because man personally they don't feel it for far too long they've been exempted. They're non-exempt Gambian football, which is not right. Man sometimes that's what they baffle. The fact that what have they done for football? We got retire. What have they done? This is what the question the people know. They are not sincere to them. This is what they ask. First of all, they've done great because they have represented the Gambia when there was no money. Then they know the full of the gender invest, the player Gambia. Because no am na football. Then they put their life on the line for the country, represent the country at all levels. So Lord Rek.
Wow, mu am ñu si lose seen job because of representing the country. So there's stories and stories.
I'm not T-boy. I tagged you on one post. Abdul Jamid T-boy. He lost his contract with his team in Finland.
Wow,
because he was called onto the national team. Mu dem dafa wax gaay ne dafa dem pour play national team bi mu ñëw ñu relegate ko. Freeze ko si first team bi, freeze ko si second team bi, si academy lañ ko bem lose contract am. You still asking what has those people done for football? For God and heaven's sake, they have life. They have also in football in Europe and I mean in other part of the world. So but here we are. Here's the whole thing. You don't want to employ Gambians or you don't want to give them responsibilities because you can talk Europe. But you can go to when they hire a Belgian coach, who talk Belgium, he's not going to look into our league. He's not going to select our players into our league. He can go in and bring in other people from Belgium, so international engagement, new board fly, they won't even come to the Gambia. They can go straight to those areas.
Right.
So all that matters is represent Gambia, what are they contributing towards the development of grassroots football in the country? A huge question mark. It is high time for us to try to look at ourselves as a country, as a federation, as genuine people. Are we moving to the right direction? Are we trying to set the stage ready for others, for the young generation to come in, for you build on the success with the last team from the last outcome? Are we trying to do that?
Right.
If you ask me, I will say that we are not on track. As far as I'm concerned, all they're doing is instant success. You're talking about clubs. Are they empowering clubs adequately for you make sure that you self-sustainable? Are they doing enough to do that? It's the only federation they no big player for participate preparatory money. How this be said, then go sent into 3 phases. Into 3 phases. And the clubs would not, it's going to be difficult for them because league is not professionalized. You all understand that. But you still want to encourage new contracts and players. What are clubs going to offer the players? So
Right.
a lot is happening. If we wanted to move as a nation, as a footballing nation, we need to try to look at ourselves. We need to try to look into this bottom-top approach. Is it difficult? It's not very difficult. With all the monies we know wasting, with all the monies we know to think we will end up having better players. Look at the first and second division clubs are all struggling, putting them to hold our national league on a better ground. Man, my ras buba dañoo talk ni seetaan national league bi. You can't. The players can't even put up 3, 4, 5 complete passes because the pass ball be better when you are bubble mudem. Don't receive. And you want to tell me the technique of the player is not good.
It's interesting because just few posts ago, 3 days ago or so, Habibi Mingi Natal be and I see Estar and I made a comment and I was like, ah boy, Doglen Yahi, why? Because I looked at the grass and I said to myself, these players are gonna struggle to play in that one stadium that we have. You know, how hard is it to make sure that you are maintaining that grass? But just adding to what you are stressing.
I mean, I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to have worked with players who have the training artificial turf, better ground, okay, a better ground, and I've seen the players struggling to play in the national league. I feel shameful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel shameful because those are players with a lot of talents.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even showcase what they can do on the pitch because they don't have the opportunity to play in a better ground. So what are we doing as a nation? And I'm not going to put that on the federation as, is there a problem that we doesn't have Sun Stadium Bibaudo? No, I'm not going to put it on them. I have to put the Gambian and the Gambian government. I mean, on this one. But here's the thing: you don't go in and tap funds in the name of developing the infrastructure, and you don't put it there. I'll attack you. I'll ask you. I'll put a big question mark. And this thing, it doesn't start now. It doesn't start now. How many when they talk with Daraheo you don't point fingers. It's the same federation that released documents and audit report. They renovated the FIFA goal project for $40 million, which is unrealistic. The same federation, see that audit report be, they said a toilet ball like it's less than 6 meters by 6 meters.
Mm-hmm.
They built it for $1.5 million. It's a toilet.
A toilet.
And people will they will just make a noise. So I get them Gambia. Hell no. We need to start holding people accountable. We need to. Because 2, 3, or 4 people, they cannot just come and mess up the whole nation. The reason why the future of my kid is at stake here.
Yeah.
He's not going to have
Sana, that is why it's important we are talking about people coming in and endorsing other candidates. We are talking about GFF putting out stories, regional presidency, endorsement, and that kind of stuff. And I wanted to, me personally, I wanted to talk about this Sadibu guy. And it's important that we are all having this conversation because it's directed into one thing, to see a better GFF. Restore confidence with his team, and there are so many people who believe that this guy would bring the change. Mansoma Laite on record on Facebook Live is always here, and even without the Facebook Live, I have told people around the football fraternity, he is not my guy. The same like Kaba is not my guy, and I have reasons for that. What reasons do you think these people who are behind him can put forward? Okay, this is the reason why we're supporting him. We are thinking this is the guy, this is the right guy. Why? Buba, you can start with this, and then Sana can come in.
Well, Ras, foog naa ne like léegi nii the media campaign team commencé mu yedale dem around di wone lu nga xam ne xawma kan laa doon waxal xawma la sana la non suma benn xarit la Assane Cissé mu ngi demoon Mauritanie bu yàggut infrastructure yu mu fa dal di gis in terms of football development nekkut Gambia because Gambia ras dañ dal di gëm lu nga xam ne mooy quantity fu mu nekk nii just typical example they are busy luckily léegi yow duñ dee reply sa comment ñu ngi reply yenn comments di enlighten public bi luckily the same federation ñu fi ñëw ñu ne leen sign ball contract at soxna personally bëggoon naa carré story bi ma teg soxna ma ne ko booy yow laa gisoon sa tour si affaire ball bi naka la mu ne ma ne waa payment bi laa waroon a complete bu mu ko complete yu ne na ma complete na ko wante léegi nii ana football yi information blackout soo ko dee am daf dee tax nit ki di dal di suspend nit ki di dal di suspect waaw na lii mu ngi right na mu ngi wrong yaa ngi saan coming back to the quantity dañ dee bëgg a def lu bari comme ni ko sana waxee even this xaalis bi gaa yi jox team si dañ ko def xaaj di ko def ñetti xaaj man Assane Cissé Assane Ndour laajte naa Assane because I am connected to so many clubs ma ne ko Assane benn bés dana ngeen jël seen xaalis ko bi mu ne ma ne 150,000 lam dal di jot moom moo ma ko wax Assane Ndour ba pare ñeneen ak yeneen team yi ma ne bro jotagum dara so wante da ngaa gis ne when they right like dañ ko quantify ni lii nangam so we don't want that quantity Ras then want that quality.
And do you think Kamaso would bring that quality?
Ras dafa
difficult. Do you think these people in his camp are thinking that he will bring this quality?
Ras dafa difficult because su ma nekk nii nekkuma spokesman Kamaso ba pare endroso man wax ma ne man si biir yeerasaan so this case su ma ko laajte wante lu ma gëm tam mooy ni ne at least war nañoo am time limit na yow gëmuloo time limit tam yow tey ñu ne yow gëmuloo time limit ndool nga ma ko nekk fi alkali
straight talk la
no waaye nag ma ko nekk alkali na amuloo time limit because xam naa ne sana seen alkali bi kooku nekkoon na fa ay 50 years I mean foog nga bàyyi waa time limit war naa am
Buba Ras yow yaa ngi moderate
I'm very
Ras yaa ngi moderate fii straight talk la bul nangu Buba am yoon ku moo ñëwee di jéem a laaxa Buba fii su amee loolu na ko bàyyi ba ajuma Buba war na la ne fan la féetoo laajal Buba ne Buba you need to tell me fan la féetoo just ask him.
Thank you Buba, tell us.
No, Ras, comme ni ma la ko waxee like fukki at bari na bariwut like I went full in football Gambia I understand kon diga like maa ngi team Kamaso maa ngi team Kamaso because of ne word boobu like restore confidence because tam foog ñu nekk gor su ma demee ba gis ma lu ma xam ne bugguma ko fa because sana war naa fàttali ko history di seen pas Dembo Touré Kaba call na fi Kaba dig na fi gars yi di seen pas Dembo Touré wante ne daf doon ñëw di spy kan moo fa nekka veteran players association yi ñoom Laos ñu fa nekk léegi nii Kaba tase na gars yoon ak yoon before meeting bi war a am samedi bii so these ex-players ñëw leen ak Kaba waxtaane na Kaba la leen Kaba offer the players association la leen Kaba offer $10,000 depuis 2018 women football la leen offer gars under 17 bi under 20 bi ñu ngi amee bor Liberia ñu ngi amee bor Sierra Leone Ras foo nga ne tey Ras tey proper football tey dina ñàkk Alassane Faye Sénégal proper football tey dina ñàkk Lamine Jaaju tey proper football tey dina ñàkk Modou proper football tey jigéeni Gambie under 20 Aïssatou Koli dinañ ko ñàkk seen proper football yow Ras tey proper football Ras tey proper football son kon lan dañoo quantify Ras yow Ras fédération page bi tey mais naa la fi tey 5,000 crown dugal fédération page bi nga xool kan ban player Real di baño seen match si yëpp na dem na goal scorer dugal tey nga ñëwaat or then even a match report or match preview so léegi soo bëgg a ne da nga fi isi television elect do na mëna dañ gom because these are the basic things ras
Yeah.
coaches association ñu ngi def lu liggéey bu bari because of ne ñom ñoo ñëw ideas yi ñoko wara dalé def coaches association lu gaay dal def ne Sénégal amut ko Ghana amut ko Nigeria amut ko lection yëpp amuñ ko Kenya amuñ ko wante collectively because of ne leen gis ne ñun we want to move from A to B ras mus nga gis batch report assis ko num dal di day assis wala ñëw real de Banjul modu ziko ñëw fortune dawda bax ñëw Hawks Ibrahima delu ci wat fortune assis ñëw tay na loolu warta nekk news tay ci fédération bi tay
Yeah.
loolu warta nekk news ñoom yekk ni bu gaay baye football
I think that in terms of marketing, they have a lot of space. They have a lot of room to grow. And I'm glad that we are touching these issues because you get near campaigning time. We have to. We luckily yàlla may nañu am nañ plateforme fu ñoo waxee te suñu waxee num ndaw ñaar ñetti nit dinañ ñu déglu te gaay dañ dee bëgg ñu dégg ñun lan lañ war a wax.
ras dëgguma la de
yow yaa ngi wax
ras dëgguma la de wax bu sana wax ak mo wax nii waa ne ma ku ñu ma wane ne dégg nañ suñu wax léegi nii because ñëpp ñu ngi déglu gaay ñu ngi déglu you know sana am na fu mu dafa bokk ci team boobu ñu matek su ma ne yan ñoo door dara you know ras loolu laa wax if you're honest with yourself ras da nga mën a war di ñëw di wax ci radio you understand di uyu journalist ko sanam di joxe sa kadu
buba di nga li nga wax ni dama bëgg nga direct wax bi da nga ne Gambian stakeholders they need to start being honest to themselves because nit ki so honest to ci sa boppa mënuloo honest ci leneen hey football bi it is stakeholders they should be the most powerful individual. They should be the most powerful in Gambian football. But hell no. All they're doing is someone supported you, then marginalize. If that is what is going to unearth the truth, let it be. I am really glad Magis Aliu Bey of Walidan no how in the public endorsed Sadibu and gave his reasons. Okay? These are people they invest in very well in government football. So you cannot shut them down.
Let Monica some of his reasons.
And Pumam, he come up with the he looked at Sadibu's ideas, you know, what he has in his starting 11. If you have an opportunity to go through it, brilliant idea.
Yeah,
okay?
I have it.
You needed fresh people to have a fresh start. The Sadibu, man, basically he's straight talk, man.
But Sana, that's why I wanted us to talk about this. No, but I do see personal visa. I'm come back with these fresh people, fresh ideas because this is me. Come straight talk, like even with our straight talk. I'm a guy, I'll speak my opinion regardless. Tomorrow I'll apologize later. You've said fresh people and a fresh start. For me, Sadibu is not fresh. Sadibu is an old wine in that new box.
I am going to take the major reference from, because it's all in line with football maker. So anything we know what then can relate to football realistically, if we wanted to make it, we are honest to ourselves. This is not normal politics. This is football, and anything regarding it has to be based on football. From Sadibu's mouth, I quote. In a team, if the captain is not responding, is not doing well, you can always was substituting. Again, Balalma, because I was using my phone.
Substituting.
If the captain is not performing or he's not doing well, you don't go substitute. You give the ball to someone else. Okay, so this is the fact. Football, you run football. There needs to be stakeholders. Now, into someone, a layman from somewhere, indico, has no ideas about football, just like Kaba did. Are you doing justice to football? Man, I would not, if Sadibu was an ordinary person from outside, Dumako support, because you need to be in football to be able to know football, to run football. Sadibu has been a seasoned stakeholder, a secretary general to Hawks Football Club for the past 10 years or plus. So you want to tell me he has rights to run for that presidency? Teman, I have made investigation on this issue. I heard he is one person together with Lantombo who are going to challenge Wakaba, and that is the reason why they have never get along. I'm not talking about talks. He wanted to quit when things were not right, but they told him, winners don't quit. If you want to change, you don't quit. This is what we have to understand.
Sana, that's not a good enough reason. But anyway,
no. Like to me, as far as I'm concerned, like an administrator, you want to elevate. Man, a secretary general of the club, and I be there for the rest of my life. If I have to be in football, I want to move in. I want to eye high. Okay, and hey, you see that like a captain member in a federation, and you are not happy with certain things. If you are not in it, you will not know it. Don't have ligay limlat because ligay in fok la jangako ngam waka ko ngam ko ñu jël.
Yeah.
Man tay dama feel ne we need to change. We need to change a federation. You in the people with other ideas, just like you change a coach of a team, the team stays. In the mun nga ñew tay nga appoint a coach tay, he's not performing again in the assistant. Okay, and he's gonna do well. He's gonna change with different mentalities, but the same thing. So I mean, it's poor man. I'm not you, but you talk about the Bana. He did a good job. Okay, we have to be honest to ourselves. But I think that we need to have somebody else come in the first idea to move forward. And when I look at the starting 11, I feel that necessary areas that needs to be touched, they are in the starting 11. It is now up to him and his team. Okay, you implement it. It's all about implementation. You sell us the idea. It's up there. It's brilliant. Okay, now all we got to do is to make sure that you implement it. And this has to come. With the stakeholders as well. They have a greater responsibility to make sure that anybody that comes into the federation is all accountable. Ras, man malako watay, so fekene Sadibu Kamoso Sanyola, the stakeholders are not holding him accountable of its responsibilities. We will all go back to square one. And that is one thing they cannot do. That is one thing they cannot do with Kaba. They cannot hold him accountable.
In order for Kamaso Munyosa, he's gonna need the stakeholders. Mota, I want to ask you before Manmanyo Atsuma Manluma Fok. I want to ask you, do you think these stakeholders are corrupted in a sense? Kaba at Timambi have done enough to convince them to stay with his program and not vote for Kamaso?
They are all corrupted, 110%. Most of them, they are friends. We are friends. I don't have to hide the truth. That's the problem. Do you think that we had a problem of Kaba or Sadibu? I don't think we had that problem. We had a problem of stakeholders failing their own responsibilities.
So if they are corrupted, we are not seeing a promising winning path for Kamaso, are we? Realistic.
I mean, some stakeholders may open their eyes. I just quoted. If people like Abib Bey can come out in public, trying to show show where he is and what he thinks, and they are not witch hunting anybody. I have listened to him, Abib Bey, critically. They seem to do their homework, but these are interesting times. These are interesting. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot. Then what I buy in a position for that too long. because dañoo suñ fa nekkee lu gars yi def mooy dañoo feel big, they are invincible, which is not right. Man dama feel like we just need to change. Or it's unfortunate other people would not come in to show their interest, for some reasons. But hey, this is what we have now. I wish somebody came out to say who is an outsider. We would have waited. But here is the thing: it's Kaba and Sadibu.
Yeah,
Kaba has been there for 10 years. Sadibu he has never been elected. He was a captain member, and he was the campaign manager.
Is he still in the GFF or he has left? Did he voluntarily leave?
No, GFF side, then sideline because he's an executive member up till now. But he and Lantombon Tamba are not being engaged in anything because they are not with Kaba. You see, this is the thing. We cannot be.
Can they not resign if they are being sidelined?
Why do they have to resign?
Because they feel like they are being sidelined. When you are sidelined,
Kaba has the authority. He has no authority. Amud Ben authority put sack Langtombong Tamba. Because Lang is elected as him. I'm just trying to hit the nail on the head. But he just did Daski Nakala to that Waharuna Cham. He just did. He could have done the same thing to Kamaso. But why are you not doing that? Why is he not sacking Kamaso?
Sana,
No.
before I come in, I just feel like if I'm in a position where I'm not being valued and I have beliefs that are contradictory to how they are operating, it's my responsibility to save my integrity, to save my identity, and say, listen, guys, it's been a hell of a ride. I had a good time. Jangana Filuburi, enjoy now walking here, but it's about time for me to leave because I feel like you are not using me to the capacity that I expect myself to be used at. Man dama foog ne man su nekkoon man loolu lay doxalee. But guys, man don't try pour muñ fii. Gambians are just special, man. Look at this guy. Demba Jallow, removing Kaba and putting Kaba, so it's like removing Donald Trump and putting Vladimir Putin in. Guys are crazy. But anyway, hey,
Munga continue because at the end of the day, he said the truth is let's give the right people the right person to run football. And who are those right people? Tell me. This is the question.
So
tell me who are the right people. We have two candidates here. We have to be realistic. With all things that have been corrupted into football for the past 10, 15 years, but I was right there. And Kaba has been in a focal point for each of those things for the past 10 years. I would get rid of him for Sadibu Kamoso. And for God and heaven's sake, he is a stakeholder like Kaba. Kaba came into that office. He wasn't even into football. He didn't want a digger. And most of the people knew him that they know what this is the time they're following Gambia because the Gambia is making the right reason in the world football and stuff. But hey, we know Gambian football what the fact of the matter is who are the right people? Tell me. I can put that to you. Who is the right people now?
I agree with you. The right people are not stepping up to take their responsibilities.
No, who are they?
Who are they?
Okay,
so if you telling me some of the right people I have in mind, these legends are here. We've seen Gisnen Samuel Eto'o them na mujel place, but I'm not seeing the legends coming back and say, okay, I want to run. I don't know what hurdles are there that is making them impossible for guy nyom ñu run. This is pour man, I'm a bad citizen. I'm a very, very bad citizen. Wherever I am, nekut football. If I don't like the candidates, I'm not endorsing anyone because I believe, and I hope I'm wrong with this Kamaso guy. The reason why I'm not endorsing Kamaso is Kamaso knew CGFF before a very long time. When he was there, I wanted to ask a question. We all sit here and we have the impression that the GFF is corrupt, the GFF are not operating to the level we expect them. Kamaso Bumfa Neka, where the GFF corrupt, where the GFF punching their weight. That's a question that I want to ask. If the GFF was not corrupt and he was there, that's okay. But we have the impression the GFF have been corrupt during the time that he's been there. What did he do? Did he leave? These are questions that I want to ask. Luther Bayut.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He did not
Raz,
leave.
you don't. We have to understand. We have to understand the composition of our own federation. Cinco understand it. You see, there are four powerful individuals in federation. You see this. Kaba, I'm not right. No, I was just telling you. Sadibu has never been elected. He's not elected. He was supporting Kaba's team because of his agenda. I was there when he was a campaign manager as the Secretary General of Hawks. Hawks endorsed, in fact, Hawks nominated Kaba. Okay? I was right there. But here's the thing. He is co-opted member. That means he's appointed. Kaba can just come in, Musak for tay. But my issue is, if Kaba feels Sadibu is out to challenge for that position, so it means there's something hidden here. I'm not hidden. But he's not. Kaba would not want to press that red button. He's not gonna do it. So it's gonna be interesting.
If he sacks him, that's not gonna look good on him, because it's like it's already a mess.
You wanna sack your campaign manager, come and he campaign for you. Fine, I will leave that to that. But the thing is, you did talk about the right people run football. You did talk about the legends. I was very fortunate to talk to some of them, and I asked the same question: why are you not coming back to run for football? But if most of them can even ride, for positions into our national team, they will not even respond to their messages for the next 4 years. What are you trying to insinuate here? What are you and these are people they wanted to get into Gambian football. You don't wait for those people. All our Gambians in competent men, okay, give them opportunities and we move on. But you will not you feel very insecure with them. In the land, you apply for those positions and you still putting them down. What are you trying to tell me? Who is gonna come? Who is going to come? Example, Idrissa Sonko. He has the license. He has the license. Tom Sanford Bumo apply, he took it as a reference. And it applied same time with Tom. Up to today, they've never worked on our application. They've never even responded him yes or no. That's one. Fuji Danso came onto this platform. He applied to be attaché, not even a coach, and attaché to the national team. 2.5 years, he's never been responded. 2.5 years. And do you know that most of these legends would, want to have a discussion with Kaba on boarding issue, never would give them an opportunity to talk to him.
Send responding rate is very, very awful, because I'm not personal experience from trying to reach out to them, and up to today I've never.
Ismaila Ella Toure Ibusila is in the Gambia. Gambia will have international game. He is going to buy his ticket to get into the national stadium to watch football. You never respect. You have people like those people. What is wrong in you inviting them on international games?
So
they have to pay a ticket to get in, and these are facts.
This election campaign coming, I read somewhere in a Punga Munaron, you have to be part of a club. Is that a reason for some of these legends not being able to jump on the campaign trail? Maybe they're not part of a club.
Because the fact of the matter is, and that is something that we're trying to work on with to inclusive. You see, our constitution of the federation is it's built in a way boo xam ne it's just going to I mean held loo xam ne la I mean yeah dafa marginalize ñu bari you see ñu nekk si biti Gambian players yi coaches ñu nekk si biti we have no right xëy na man Mama Lang Jaaju we have rights now because we are in the coaching association so we have somewhere to lean on. But
is that enough? Is that enough to get you a ticket as a candidate?
Of course, yes. Because if you are a member of the association, you have rights.
Okay.
Because the coaches association will not endorse and I mean these are the things. We need to look back our books. We need to go back to our constitution and try to make it more diverse. If not, we will just keep having this kind of issue. The zones. What significance does this zone have in Gambian football? What roles are they playing? The only roles they are playing in our football, it's simply because they know organize zonals. That's perfect. That's perfect. But tomorrow they have more voting rights than even the clubs. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. And this is the fact.
I mean, female football, we have 3 votes. The entire female football and female teams, we have 3 votes.
That's
and the 3 votes.
The marginalized, limala pour marginalize ko, limola one. This is where we are dumped. Not a female league team. I'm the 1st and 2nd division in the National League, but all the 1st and 2nd division female teams they have no voting rights. It's only their association that have the voting rights. It means that the association, some president will be part of the executive member of the Gambia Football Federation. The same Kaburu.
So the vote goes
to they set up. These are same people, Kaba and his team, everybody, put up this constitution because time of the government was mad with our federation and they brought in this confederation to shoot them. We've seen teachers, then you get the regency, you vote on that constitution, yes, they don't even know why they are there. On record. I know they interviewed him on West Coast. He don't even know why he's there. Commissioner
yeah.
So
we
have a constitution football. Those are the people who should make decisions for themselves. They are not.
For this happening because
to sum it all, Ras, it will all come back to one thing. That is the hypocrisy in Gambian football. And the hypocrisy is the stakeholders who are the biggest hypocrite in Gambian football. Not Sadibu, not Kaba, but the Gambian football stakeholders hypocrisy. They are too hypocrite. Bena, what dismayed them. These are the only people now that they will sit in their campus. Look, Federation be there. But they will have an opportunity to go to AGMs and they will never put up their as an opinion. I have been there, not even one challenge some of the things that is happening. But the rest they will all keep muted. Soon parents will talk back and teams accent campaign. Mom can soon guide and corrupt, soon guide and W. Lolu yefi jiko na fehala. And that is why Gambian football is at where we are right now.
Well, and as is mung just yoka on some of the hurdles ne. Danga am put deka before 5 years. But that's still I'm not legend yo hamne deka bi lagay deka. Playing in national team B, they have the administrative capacity. There's no excuses for them. I'm hoping these guys would step up. But I just want to make it clear on record, Neman, these are the reasons why I'm not endorsing anyone. I've always said, Neman, I'm a very bad citizen. When 2 candidates are running and I don't believe in either one of them, I don't vote. And I'm not telling people to do that because that's bad, because man, at the end of the day, I don't want to be associating myself with something that I don't believe on. Mandama believe if Kamaso had the integrity, he would have resigned and then he could have come back and say, okay, I'm running and I would feel more comfortable. This is my personal thing. I would feel more comfortable with my endorsement. you know. But also,
Malan Jaju asks a very important question. You know why? What about Sandong? You know, for running presidency. This is what I'm telling you. If Sang is not interested in running the presidency, who are you going to blame? If Sandong chooses to bring in his secretary general, you know, because Sadio is the secretary general of Hawks Football Club, put him no run into football. So what are you telling me? Who are you going to blame? And Sang is an ex-Gambian international. He was a technical director, and he came back again, bounced back as a technical director. So probably he don't think that administratively he should be part of it.
well, at the end of the day, it's a personal choice. I hope we see people like Sang, people like Willie, people like, you know, even the younger folks. They are capable young folks. You know, how many they can do these jobs. But guys, let's move on. Have you so many tons of camera with Tutti, please? Let's move on. I know the topic B is very very interesting, and Habibi Fal Dugasina, who is our league expert. We have to move on to the league, guys, and this is a very good time to do it. Just saying thank you to Nyo Hamne Nyunge Setan, and they are contributing. Assess Nyulani Gubahaba, thanks for contributing. But Malang, you know, Sule Sise, and all these guys, you know, you are actually showing us these are conversations that we need to have because they want to move in football. Habib, welcome. Habib, yang you dega?
Habib is struggling with internet.
Most so new erek, we are going to work on the Gambian League, you know, fourth division. Guys, fourth division because right now is similar to what we are seeing in most of the top 5 leagues in the world. Nobody is running away with the league. Birkama United Nyungfa, but Hawks Nyungfa, Real Nyungfa, they're breathing right under their neck. And any team bo hamne the first slagger, like you're gonna lose that number 1 spot anytime. You know, the sad thing is, or maybe the good thing for our entertainment is Buba. These teams are not very consistent at winning. They don't win, they new draw. Maybe what they are consistent with is just keeping the gap very, 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 very close. Put anybody to run with it. Buba, what's your take on this league at this stage of the season?
Wow, foog na like ñaari teams yëpp Birkama at Real dinañ am disappointment wante soo xoolee tam ñu ngi dal di taseel because of ne xam ne Jara like xam nga moom daal mun naa lose league bi yëpp mun naa lose games yëpp except bu lose against Real, you know, so that is the same mentality bu nga xam ne you know jëleen nañ ko. So last time waxoon naa coach Birkama United Modou Lamine Niasse like teams yi nga xam ne war nañoo jël 3 points or teams yi nga xam ne they are closer in the ranking mas ñoom Hawks ak ñoom Walidaan ak ñoom Real bëgg nañoo dal di dóor ñooñu wante tam dafa disappointing su guys starté woon a goalless draw lu nga xam ne muy 0-0. So I mean unfortunately amul that gap, that 7 points gap, you know, ku nekk mu ngi laal bàyyi wante ne soo xoolee Hawks foog naa ne they are doing wonders compared to last 3 seasons or even last season, you know, like top 3 bi jigum fa, and this time ñu ngi ñëw si top 3 bi with like players yu nga xam ne ñu ngi ko jëlee si seen field team bi. So I mean, so kudos to all those three teams. Mun naa am at the end of the day su demee ba matter it will go to head to head wala lu nga xam ne muy goal difference. Léegi tam play bi dafa shift because léegi ñu ngi play naaj bu tànga, ñu ngi xam nga weeru koor amatut training ground bi ndax tam Birkama tam dina favor Birkama su fekkee ne léegi Birkama start nañ di use lu nga xam ne mooy box ba. So there are so many factors yi nga xam ne mun naa ñëw dal di play waat pour lu nga xam ne mooy title race bi wante for the suspense because last season Fortune ñëpp xamuñu ne Fortune ñoo ko dal di win wante fu mu nekk nii tey kenn xamul ko. Foog naa loolu tam dina isi lu nga xam ne mooy entertain bi si fans like Habib mu ngi defee good work, mu ngi dugal videos, mu ngi. So I mean league bi suñu league la like quantify bi quality bi des na bi léegi tam because man suma part maa ngi gis ne like fans mën nañoo génn because the more the fans génn the more this local based team bi muy chan team bi they used to big a crowd. Su fekkee ne léegi ni ñu ngi play with 10 spectators su gars waree dem against yeneen digga ñoo ñu ngi isi ay 5,000, so dañoo dal di caaw. So league bi si boppam like everything, the refereeing, the park say I mean these are things lu nga xam ne tam nit na lu nga xam ne war nañ koo push loolu tam bokk na si lu nga xam ne ñu ngi ñàkk suñu place si lu nga xam ne mooy Sénégal par exemple neexut ñu suñu ligue bi su baaxoon ñuy fay xale yi $7,000 $10,000 yi I mean like this companies official ñu nga xam ne ñoom saa su nekkee su demee ba ñor rek la gaa yi dal di ñëw so I mean loolu laa dee wax fu mu nekk nii football Gambia dem na si kaw wante ne bëre ak musique moo sut lu nga xam ne mooy football Gambia and basically ligue bi dañ am dal di ko wone so fédération bi on the other hand ñu ngi concentré si national team rek te loolu tam gis na laab si lu nga xam ne mooy si ligue bi ras.
Thank you very much, Buba. Habibi, dinañ la try at seen na yaa ngi ñu mun a dégga si ligue bi lañ nekk nii ba tey and mun nañoo wax ne this weekend Hawks were the winners. Yes, Habib.
yaa ma diga
waaw yaa ma dégga bu baax a baax.
waaw maa diga bu baax a baax non man dama xaw a lost man dama foogoon ne time bi 7 p.m. la Gambian time so dama génnoon dama génnoon so if I am home I have a very good internet at home waaye su ma génnee with this team yard daf dee difficult so I am somewhere around the big tree Mansa area.
It's the tree. Get away from the big tree. You have network with it. But I think that we can work with you. So you have that same luck. We were just talking about this weekend between Hawks, Walidan at Birkama United. I think the Hawks are the winners of the weekend this weekend. Sana, yo, Jelal, then Habibi didn't do it. Just evaluating this weekend games you pass and Hawks.
Absolutely, you're quite right. Hawks are the biggest winners during the past week. The fact that they've collected maximum point and then go join top at Brikama, Real de Banjul, it's definitely makes the league much more very, very amazing. And I think Lububawa is on two folds. Bena, no team wants to be defeated, especially opening up gaps at the top. But Sokohole defensively as well, the teams also have definitely stepped up to work on their defensive aspect. We've been seeing goals of late in the league, which is very, very positive. But the competition is very, 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 very fired up. And you don't even know who's going to be on top next this weekend, which is healthy. And that brings in more competition. But Gamtel ñu ngi ram ci gannaaw di ñëw and then ñëpp xam nañ ne they had a very good coach who could also put some eyes some fuel in the fire and I think it's healthy if we can have teams competing 3-4 teams to for the league title towards the wire as well so hold it from the bottom as well. The competition in the bottom also is very, very, very tight. This teams, you get pick up points and then they get point to lose in the second round. I think going towards the next 3 weeks is going to be very, very interesting. I think Brikama, if they started playing home as well, Lolo is going to give them an opportunity, to play with their fans, and I think that is going to give the league, something very interesting towards the end.
Yeah, Birkama Habibi, Birkama would be one club who did not disappointed because if you look at Hawks, Fanlagai Jalib sent points, it's a very strong opponent. If you look at Real, Fanlagai Jalib and single point Bobuno, Gamtel coach Sanayo Yangon just how they are actually showing signs. So it's not a disappointing draw for Nakaram Turat, Real, or it's not a small win for Hawks. But if you look at Birkama United, all due respect to Rhino, going into that game, I think then you never forgot that Birkama United would pick up maximum points, Habib.
Yeah, ñu ngi
Ras.
struggle ak Habib.
Yes, yaa ngi ñu dégg.
Boy, yaa ngi ma dégg.
Waa
Yeah, maa ngi
yaa
la
ngi
dégg
ñu
bu
dégg.
baax a baax.
Waa dañ bëggoon nga laal rek si Brikama United seen draw bi at Rhino because we were
Tey moom
thinking ne
mooy loolu.
Brikama United dina jël point.
maa ngi dégg bu baax. maa ngi dégg.
I think dinañ
maa ngi
move
dégg
on
bu
rek
baax de.
Sana yow we'll move on because I was thinking that Brikama United, that should have been a good 3 points in the bag, even though they are coming to meet Elite United, another team that is struggling. What would Brikama United learn from that draw against Rhino, and what do they need to do against Elite? Because it's tough.
Yeah, here's the thing, Raz. Rhino coming up from the second division.
Brikama against Brikama, football is.
Continue, Habib. Habib, you're already not banned from Big Three. Why continue? Sana, I think we will have to continue a bit next time. So, Habib, can you continue, please?
Yeah, come Limala. Rhino coming from the second division to the first division it would definitely, they came into the first division with the least experience. Even though they've been very, very consistent in the second division for the past couple of years, and knows the first division with their objective obviously would be very clear. They wouldn't be there to compete with teams. They will be there just to make sure that you cement their position in the National League, in the First Division League until next year, where they will gather a lot of experience. But looking at Rhino, I think they drew with Hawks, if I am right. If drawing with Brikama, it's not something Lima surprise. Brikama would be disappointed. On paper they will be favorite to pick up all 3 points against Rhino. But knowing the team Rhino had, knowing the young players they had, they're full of energy, and and they will definitely fight every ball to make sure that they knew a point out of that game. And I like the approach, the simple fact that they treated, there are matches that they treated it's a 1 point game, so they will just go and snatch a point and then hard. There are teams that they think okay, you know what, we can still go and battle it up and then try to win maximum points. So Holly, with all the games they won, and this is what they've been doing. They feel okay, you're elite, to the same level. They all low confidence. We can just go and battle, and they battle and won 2-1, which is good. And elite were just from a win in Real de Banjul. They were full of confidence. So this only shows the quality we had in the league. There is no small team. There is no small team in that fourth division league. If you don't live up to expectation in a good day, the teams from the bottom will shock you. Elite did it against Real. So if Elite can do it against Real de Banjul, I think Brikama United should have known better that Team Rhino are not just pushover. And I think it is important these so-called big teams try to put that at the back of their mind that hey, it's a league, and the teams everybody will go play for 3 points. And I like the approach. I like the competition. I like the fact that the team that people thought that they will be struggling are just trying to make a statement. Gis nañ fi Steve Biko, gis nañ fi Falcons. They did extremely well. They just making the league much more interesting day by day. Even though Falcons started very well in the league, but now they came in and get a mixture of winning and losing. But hey, they in a very good position, and I believe that they can maintain themselves. And I think that's going to be the primary objective. The Biko, the Falcons, the Team Rhino, Samga, they all from the second division. They will wanted to come and stay in the first division and see what is going to happen. And I think in doing so, they're definitely on the right track. Elite has to step up. They were the runners up last season, but we all know what happened. Over 6, 7, 8 players all have gone. Real de Bayo's not most of their best players. So obviously they showed how powerful they are, and I think they came too far, and they trying to pick maximum point, and hopefully the players can grow confidence, and then we'll start sucking victims, and I think Brikama has a tough game. They have a tough game against Elite this weekend. It's not going to be as easy as on paper, knowing that the Elite is at the bottom, Brikama is at the top. If complacency boobu noonu su fa waree dugg rek, I believe that they can be shocked. If Elite can shock Real de Banjul, they can shock any other team.
Elite would definitely need some players who new step up, and we are talking about players stepping up or players being competitive. Kenna ko hamne daf dey nekk si platform be all the time. I would want us to close with talking about no one but Aziz. Aziz going back to play for his boyhood club at this age. There are so many people who had reservations. Magla that did not come handle. We have seen Zico. He played just a couple of games, and then we don't see him anymore. Gisnen Dodaba. There wasn't much mobility with these guys. When you see them play, and you like, oh my God, the distance between Fugai Nekon at what I was used to. Diga. It's naturalness. So Ige is at this age, you are not that much mobile. But Buba, as is someone called Hamne, I think that you would know better. See, Lo Hamne, people who had these ideas. Aziz went in and is surprising everyone. He's surprising everyone that he is not just going there to help the younger ones, but he is going there to compete and have an impact. At 37 years old, not playing in a competitive league for a while, but ñun ñëpp gis nañ lan la nekk di def right now Gambia. You would not be surprised with that, would you?
No, like as is comme ni mu nekkee suma mag respect boobu tam laa ko war a jox because it's important ras ñu joxante respect comme ni ma joxee sana respect moom tam respect laa ko jox parce que ne like playing football to the highest level lii nekkut lu ees like Ghana fu mu nekk nii you can handpick 4 quality players yu nga xam ne dem nañ Europe ñu jeexal leen seen carrière ñu ngi ñëw di play seen local team yi nga xam ne ñoo leen dal di jaay like lii du xew du dimbale Gambian football kese wante as much as damaa ngi disappointed like fédération bi defum ko as a news because the same fédération moo leen congratulate Ibu Adams bu mu jëloon coupe bi si dimanche bi so these are news that are worth sharing comme ni ma la ko waxee Ghana you can handpick ay 5 good players ñun seen clubs yi ñu ngi dellu clubs yi nga xam ne ñoo leen jaay breakthrough Europe Italy ou Spain ou Germany so as comme su ñëwee nu ma ko waxee du nekkuñu ne mu ngi dimbale xale yi like because like I mean ñun dañ dee kontaan pour ñu toog a assist because of lu mu xam si football yaa ngi sax and he is very current nu ma la waxee ne yow ras da nga current noonu la assist he is on top of the matters like league si la moo seetaan and soo ko gisee muy play doo bëgg a bàyyi mu play doo ko bëgg a bàyyi bu bàyyi football yàlla may ko that physique of his body that stamina because man gis na ko close range mu ngi train or mu ngi play so I mean ne so man moom comme ni mu nekkee suma mag like huge respect laa ko am ba pare like jox na opportunity place yu nekk Steve Biko jox na opportunity place yu nekk Gamtel or Gunjur like you know what maa yeneen play professional level France or Denmark su ma demee bëgg a bàyyi I will come back to help the team yeah because wale daan loolu mënoon na faa xew jamono yu bëri ñu gaay bàyyoon moo nekkoon coach Ibu Faye fan lam jugee woon Njuga fan lam jugee woon ñu ngi woon Ports bu gaay bàyyee Ports ñu nekk di coach of the Ports parce que play na fa bàyyi fa so those legacy wante legacy boobu duñ ko mën a daldi am parce que ne team si amum seen own training amum seen own stadium yaa ngi understand team si amum seen own stadium xoolal just look at kii boy boobu Charlie Adams falan dale mujjee woon, you know, you can talk of these Germans players fan la gaay mujjee woon seen club wante ñun team si amum seen stadium. The issue of assist is just similar to a ball boy Ras. Xam nga ball boy, like Barcelona players of the gis yëpp they were ball boys ñu ngi woon ball boy Camp Nou foofu la gaay dee France foofu la gaay dee ewo ñu ngi xiif seen papa amum dara wante those people became ñoo play big role si club yi Barcelona léegi nii like Manchester United, Liverpool xoolal Liverpool seen play xale yi yëpp they were ball boys, they were enrolled in the academy. So loolu moo tax club si foog ñu am seen own stadium ñu am seen own structure like comme ni façon bés bi mun a ñëw mun a dal di qualifier so like dina inspire ñu bare bari ba pare like Ras Assis rombut place bu nga xam ne man ma nekk play pour ma bëgg a baax ma ñëw ma ne ko ne bro yan technique laay use pour mu jël xale yi sa one-on-one training because nu la ko wax like he is on top of the matters Ras, you know, Assis bu mu doon wala moo dem su ma jiitu wutee si fil yi man ma ko faa jiitu anytime ma ñëw rek xamal na ne Assis la faa fekka o moom su ñëwee rek xamal na ne man la faa fekka soo ko déggee muy wax la nga xam ne kii he knows what he is doing and noonu la marché kon like I think I'm glad maa ngi ko gis si part of the team bu war a dem Norway Cup bi foog naa I'm not sure wante xam naa sax mën na maa lifin wante it's a great experience it's a xam nga like he is a role model loolu moo tax ñun suñu stadium bi ñun suñu fédération bi or some xaw ma hotel boobu we could have a hall of fame. We could have a hall of fame. These people's names should be there. Bu nangu ñuy dee comme ni ñoom George F. Gomez nu gaay dal di deeyee ñoom Farah Goff nu gaay dal di deeyee and many of those people nu gaay dal di deeyee hey respect neen biiri am na famille wante man si wax biiri rëccu na la moo tax bu playal Gambia man biiri wax na ma loolu billahi wallahi talaay biiri wax na ma lan moo tax bu rëcc mu ne ma ne raka su ma yëgoon ma na ci rolaay su waay biiri kontaan toon si fédération billahi wallahi talaay biiri kontaan toon si fédération bi kon ku demul ba sargal biiri kan na nga sargal ñoom Assis wante ñoom dis Assis ñoom Jatu ak these legends they should be in hall of fame stadium yi seen naka nga xamante li nekka you know
Buba yow ko xam ne dafa saaf Gambian football nekk a legend Gambia player Gambia dem retire bàyyi football mu toog Gambia muy nekk diggante Gambia Europe international game dafa jot doo ko invite dafa ñëw fay ticket bi dugg si stadium bi sargaluloo kan nga sargal
Ras man ko def digir boppa man suma ñu mo dee fay man suma ñu mo dee fay dama ko def digir boppa you know man suma ñu mo dee fay you know man suma ñëwee no mo dee fay.
These are places that we definitely need to improve on. But Sana, the rumor begin on the Assis is going back and he's going to be playing in the league. I actually read a comment that said, what do call that? Because to them, the fragile place they possibly need that space for new rise. And I'm saying to myself, hold on a minute, what are you saying? Can you help me with that?
Well, xëy na kooku boromam personal comment am la moom xalaatam la wax waaye foog naa ne coach bu mel ni Baye Male Wada am Assis with what Assis is going to bring, the energy he's going to bring. I'm not saying like the physical energy more bring in the team, but the experience, you know, the motivation be more in the wallet. That energy, every coach will want to embrace that, and I think Baye Male is no exception, and he has embraced it, and you can see is going to pay off. It came at a time when Real de Banjul lacked a lot of experienced players playing forward. And I think having Assis who played at all levels for the national team, you know, gain and make Europe for so many years, enjoy all the luxury of football, coming back to Real de Banjul, playing for Real de Banjul, I think Lulu would serve as a motivation to any other player. And I believe that Baye Male is trying to play his card very, very close to his chest. Aziz made a wise move. I knew that it's going to happen. It was just a matter of when, you know, why Hamon Nako. He's a very good lad. And I think, you know, you can see that physically, as Buba said, he tried to reason himself, listen to his body, and he think that physically he's 110% ready to you know, to play, and then, you know, to also improve the team. And gis nañ ne bu Aziz ñëwee, he's been a threat. Almost every attack bu Aziz get into playing for real is a threat, and I think Lolo, it's something that we have to acknowledge. And by Male, it's trying to manage him very well as well. You know, with the young crop of players as well. And I think that's going to it's a win-win situation for Real de Banjul. And I think having Aziz in that team is just going to elevate the players to another level. You know, it's going to boost their confidence and their morals as well. You know, and I'm sure Aziz as a role model, he will also wanted to play a role of a big brother. And I think, you know, none of those players, you know, they don't misbehave. So Aziz, when he talks, everybody will listen. And I think, you know, having those kind of players is going to ease down the job of the coach as well, because I'm sure By Male will have a very good chat with Aziz, what he expects Aziz to do or what he expects Aziz to bring into the team. And I think it's going to be positive. It's going to make the job of the coaches much more easier.
He is going to be a player in a coach inside that field playing with players. So I just say it 110% in the players this season, but they will win. The young players, when I was young, I like to see older players who actually have more experience come and tell me a little things, you know, so not just Real, but even the guys that are watching him, the younger players that are watching him in the league, would win in this situation. Guys, didn't touch suñu waxtaan bi fii, but before we do that, we're just gonna give Habibi one more chance. You said dafa mel ni mi ngi kër léegi, and let's see, Habib, naka network bi léegi.
No, tey moom maa ngi big three boy.
Waaw,
maa ngi big three boy ay ñibbiwuma. Ina ma diga.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Waa ñu laa dégga, soo ñu dégga rek den
Well, dama foog ne our time is 7 p.m. la Gambian time. So man, I was holding on. So mooy loolu.
Waaw loolu lañu sanawa mi ne yow time bi moo la xaw a jaamu. But before you close, you know, some of the items that we were talking about, moo nekk referee, the charm guy nuñ ko daaxee, and then we spoke about Badembo Touré endorsing Kamaso, and then we spoke about league bi, Gambian league bi. So balaa ñuy dem rek, yow, if you want to share ideas on these things, and then tago.
Well, talking about Mr. Cham's, it's unfortunate, but it's a bad sign of leadership, because you don't have to sack people for doing nothing. Lolo is unacceptable. Going forward, nekkul loo xam ne dañ ko rafetlu in our sports. Buguñ any act of authoritarian regime. You don't own the place. You are just there for a period of time. So, warloo jël ego, xam nga, you should not be egocentric. Ba nga xam ne soo meree da nga jël décision yoo xam ne da nga ko réccu. Yooyu rafetlu te going forward, our people should abstain from those kind of actions. So liggéeyal Gambia da ngaa nangu ñu laa criticize te ñëpp mënuñ laa buga, ñëpp mënuñoo ànda yow. So lolu is a very, very bad move loo xam ne koo xam ne within sport, but even a Gambian du ko rafetlu. So going forward daal nañ xam ne ñoom foofu duñ fa nekk till the end of time. Yaa ma dégg, it's the matter of the time da ngaa dem keneen ñëw. So soo fa nekkee na rafet, because you are there for all Gambians, not a particular group or sect. Rafetut kenn du ko rafetlu. Mr. Cham is a good guy koo xam ne he's been in the sport all his life. Defut dara saagut, defut lu ñaaw. Gisuma benn reason ñu ko terminate te there was no reason given as well. So lolu I think Kaba should learn from that, and then mu seet ñi nga xam ne ñoo ko surround balaa moo jël décision mu bàyyi xelam bu baax si lu moo def lu ko mooy at the end moom la ñoo oo, because dañoo ne Kaba led government because he's the president. Whatever happens, good or bad, moom la ñoo held accountable. Te ni ku nekk is good nga am a good legacy. So fi génnee ñu wax si yow li nga xam ne moo rafet, because all these people they have families. So gisuma benn point lu tax ñu ko war a daaxa bu ñaaw boo xam ne is unacceptable te kenn du ko rafetlu. Ligue bi moom comme ni nga ko waxee rek, it sounds interesting. Everything is going according to, you know, gis nañ def nekk ni Hawks, Brikama, Real yëpp ñu ngi si ñu fa. So it's going to be interesting going forward. Xam naa fii ba next 5 games daal yuy ñëw nañ mën a xam ndax these three teams will be there all the way or nañ am a breakaway koo xam ne dina mën a win consistently mu mën a bàyyi others si gannaaw. Real da Banjul ak Brikama yëpp amoon nañ chance to extend because Brikama seen match bi against Rhino most people we are thinking man sax laa bokka lum tough Brikama dina mën a génne a 1-0 victory waaye knowing ne Rhino are fighting for their lives because they want to be in the league, so they will also have motivation to fight against the big guns. So mu endee 0-0 draw. You know, Real amoon nañ chance to be clear of everyone. I was lucky to be there because Brikama seen game I wasn't there, but bu Real bi maa ngi fa woon. It was a one-sided game. If you ask fans yi nga xam ne they are neutral, they will tell you it was a. In fact, I don't remember watching Real da Banjul ñuy create chance like what they did against Gambia. Multiple of chance. At least am nañ 8 to 10 chances yoo xam ne it should have been converted. So I will not even talk about the penalty. Why chance was way much enough to win the game. So that day.
Yeah, I think having penalty. I think penalty boom don Jema one he would not talk about it. To help these referees out, obviously they need more training, and then it's easier when we see it on slow motion on replays. It's easier for us to go straight up lead penalty. But in the heat of the moment, the action is rolling. I could see how the referee can miss that. What we now would say very, very obvious penalty. But having them done dog time,
I want to say something. Might be was all for Real to lose. They got all the chance. So Ben fan to complain because the game was all for Real. Chance no one to win. Luck was not on their side. Winning. Referee, man kuma hamne. I am one of the biggest fan of the referees. I want people to respect the referees. I want people to see them as partners in development. Man kuma hamne. Whenever Real da Banjul play or lose or draw, man duma de gena my attack referee. At Real da Banjul, we don't do that. But it has come to a time whereby we have been in the receiving end all this season. The Fayaga referees in play matches it's really unacceptable. Why I try to keep my cool, not to talk about referees. Why? Man referees man defend. I want them to be given a very respectable name, but it's becoming too much. Then all our matches are recorded. Sunu matches yep then ko they record. Man suma nehe every game dama doc all the controversy on the social media. I can do that because all the matches sunu my day posts the same referee moko foof. I'm there for more than 3 penalties you have to ignore. That same referee more ignore the penalty against Gamtel. Why, like I said, so by hell.
Do you think just put new watane lo hamne tam dafa dimbele referee tamit? Do you think they have detailed match reports with maybe teams sending them these footages of? I think Real should do it. Other teams should do it. Send these footages to these referees. So reviews and matches, they can actually learn from it. I don't think these referees have that resource.
I don't intend to be putting the videos on social media, but from now on, I will do it for 2 reasons. One, Ras.
Wow.
Ras.
Wow.
For two reasons, I will start to put the videos on social media. One, a lot of so-called fans will enjoy referee's decision from the referees. Number one, which is not true, because since 2014, any big team we enjoy referees favor, you should be winning the league. We are not winning the league for over 7-8 years. So lol is garbage. Two, referees will learn from it. Referees will learn from their mistake. That's one. Two, fans they speculate they support. We have been enjoying some very bad officiating, but we choose to be quiet because at Real Banjul it's a team it's a elite club. You never cry babies like every game we cry referees. No, we don't do that because referee need like. But the amount of poor officiating we never the enjoy is good. Mufeng. I've talked to our team video guy Watana Mom. He will cut everything for us. Didn't go with the post soon Real Banjul fan page because didn't go post Real Banjul official page. No, we are too big for that. But fan page, name makes our fans definitely. We have been unfairly treated when clear penalties. We got clear cut penalties. That they within distance. The colleagues we ignore. So if the same referee is doing it on 2 consecutive games, Lolo is unacceptable. Man, do a mistake. Well, like I said, don't get spent on our official page. I'm gonna knew about referee. No, we don't do that. We respect referees. Man, I love referees. I post them all the time.
But this video, Habib, this video highlights referee Rekasi Janga.
Man, referee, they post every day. I put their pictures. I want people to love them. Man, I love them. I love the referees. Definitely. I want them. What in your post referee only when they made a mistake? No. I want people to love the referees and respect them. But I think it's about time also. It's about
full out on them at video. See, share the whole highlights. Don't cut to just prove a point on something. Share the whole highlight because neko referee reka de janga si sana players itam den si de janga. Man don't set on one of the highlights for now. It was give me nyan lawon. Give me I don't remember, but goal buga jail for no. At first I was blaming the defenders. Defender for now gave me Hawksbill. I could be wrong. I was blaming the back four, but after Buma set on a video we analyzed, I realized that those 2 midfielders were very lazy and they did not care about dropping. And this guy just walked in. Real send goal, Real send equalize in goal. No gamtel, yeah. So the point I'm making is these videos Yen Solenko Siaye, players he would learn from it. Coaches can actually look at it and yell at these guys for not dropping or being in the wrong position and defenders and all this kind of stuff. So share talent videos here for the benefit of everyone. But Habib Balan, you take the last item on the thing. I think you were missing something. Oh, the Kamaso endorsement. So mune see Kamaso endorsement, but we have 3 minutes before you hit 2 hours mark.
Well, just a second about this referee. I'm not been a game boom cover. It was a well done game. Well done scored a goal. It was wrongly waved offside. While after the linesman, but I have a chance to go on Facebook and check it out. Mugisne mom, he got it wrong. Man, midnight in passing, because of that coverage, I was able to know that man, I got it wrong. You understand?
Thank you.
Yeah. Man, bogise nekuma won di post videos man I love the police. The buguma ñu len saga or attack on Facebook. That was one of the reasons why I was not doing it. But it has gone to a level it's about time because when food games are recorded every game. I'm gonna do it. I will ask Doctor to cut it for us and then we're gonna post it. So those saying otherwise is not accurate, and referees will also learn from them. And then GFF should avoid giving certain referees to a particular team on consistent basis. I don't know why they do that. I guess referee will have the player better team 3 times in a row. It's not good. Lolo is not good. So talking about Kamaso ak Badembo endorsement. Badembo is not a small boy in Gambian football. He's a legend. He's a living legend. Yeah, I understand. So I think it's a very positive news if you are with the Kamaso camp, seeing Kumel Badembo, def that endorsement. So I think we expect to see more of our ex-players or our stakeholders to come forward and show support whosoever they wanted to show. But I'm hearing different names, Johanne. I'm expecting them to come on board and give Kamaso because people believe what you cannot do in 8 years, you can do it in 4 years. But people are saying that what you cannot do in 8 years, you cannot do it in 4 years, and that's a fact. You got 2 times to make things happen. You cannot do it. So 4 years, I don't think you can do what you cannot do in 8 years. So all what they are doing now, because fast tracks that have been done 8 years ago or 5 years ago. Suñ ko defoon the time be they'll be in the finishing pages. But the fact that now so the GFF Facebook page is really busy, they're posting every day or two. Te before dafa dem a week dafa gis dara, it explain everything ne ñoom xam nañ ne in the past am na yoo xam ne this stuff doon defuñ ko. Ba ñu xaar ba léegi ñu bëgg a compile everything together. Dafa tax nit ñi ne okay, it's because of election time moo tax lii mu ngi happen, and which is a fact. So going forward, a very interesting election because a lot of people know how they want to change because they feel that 8 years is enough. So we need to give chance to somebody else. Why stakeholders they have a say in this because no they vote. Why couldn't am right pour gis ak nga gisee man numa gisee mooy I think changes is imminent. We need to have a change going forward. I'm not shy up man loolu duma shy about to say it because Gambia la ñëpp ko bokk ku nekk ak nga gisee. Yeah, the fact that ñun suñu platform bi dañu mën a wax suñu opinion in a very respectable manner and term boo xam ne doo saaga doo castigate doo wax lu ñaaw that's what we do. So most of these young people coming up feel like Kamaso can make a change because he was in the system. What went wrong? So mom what na home identify. So Badembo Toure is a giant in Gambian football. It's a household name. So Suneke Sakam, you don't have much to do but smile because I'm not influence on other people because that represent Gambia at the highest level. Degala mungi Sweden, fala deka way ñu nek picham ci ko way xel bang ci souf. So gisee mu def vidéo boobu moo laa wane ñoom ñu ngi follow what is happening in Gambian football. So I think that if you are with Kamaso, you will welcome that. They're gonna it was la wane he's also coming to town because ñoom daal dañ war a jàppa si game bi because it's about time. So whole Africa, all the other countries, you see ex-players coming, xam nga playing a major role in their countries. For example, Rigobert Song can xamee ko a top coach. Eto gamul na ak moom. The biggest game of their life against Algeria, they lose the first leg, them Algeria win. So Rigobert Song is taking Cameroon to the World Cup just after 2 games. Eto mo gamul lolu and it works. Te Gambia, luckily, léegi am nañ coach so xam ne they have badges. So going forward, we expect them. In fact, we have to challenge them. We have to challenge all these top ex-players. They are into the football, not those who into football, like the bad.
Yeah, dafa mel ni Habib network am bi mu ngi ko jam again. But guys, if we cannot retrieve him, dinañ tàggoo fii ne goodbye until our next appointment. Sana balaa ñuy dem, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, no, just the gërëm ñëpp rek, and it's really great that am nañ ñëw I mean ñoom Malang, see background we do share their opinions and stuff, which is very healthy. This is the only way that we can brainstorm, things we wanted to do for our football. He's also been doing a great job in Tennessee, in Jackson, Tennessee. He's doing extremely well. He's a qualified coach, like we're saying. These are all people that we can always tag, because he's into grassroots football, and basically these are things that we needed for the Gambia. We can tap their expertise, to make sure that we use them in the way that is going to benefit the country as well. And
Sana, let me share a secret with you. It's not even a secret. Just to tell guys, Malang has been in this job for the longest time. When from my freshman year in college, I was very close to transferring to school from North Carolina Wesleyan and Momingo and Tennessee Fofu and Bethel, I believe. I was this close. Everything was done. The only thing that kept me behind was they have a nursing program that was going to drop 12 of my credits. And I was already old. I was 22. And I'm like, you know what? Jangabama Upal Solo. That's the only reason why I did not go through this guy. But this guy had players who, not just Gambian, any nationality that you can count who've been through his program and had success after that. So Malang, people like him, we Habibul will know when they want to challenge these guys. I know he's doing his part, but we are challenging them to do more, to be more proactive, to be even aggressive, to go in there and make the changes. It's not an easy thing. I'm not saying like it's gonna be hard for me to pack up my things and leave all the
Yeah,
luxury
but
and all the comfortability over here. But even over here, you can still do more. We're challenging these guys to do more and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, it's happening, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm very grateful. I'm very happy that he's also in the coaching association. So that's a step in the right direction. And come the other one, these constitution were set up in a way that exempt Gambians, they are outside. But now we can proudly say that I'm still part of the Gambia Football Coaches Association, even though staff now in different capacities. And then Malang as well, and all other coaches. Mange encourage most of them to join the association as well, because that's the whole thing. The whole thing is we should network, we should share ideas, and we should try to see how we can move football to the next level. And Malang, that being said, not is he's doing an extremely great job. So everybody knows that, and then so all we got to do is keep doing it. I mean, keep it up, and then with time, then let's not. That ñu by force ñu jël ci la ñu weekend ñu dem ñu lijante xam naa ne right now nag is not the ideal time, and I will leave you to that, waaye hopefully dinañ gisee very soon. And buñ fàtte ñoom EJ tamit ñoom Fouti Danso all lot of Gambians ñoom Ken Mansale Pa Adama, they're doing extremely great job. And all the greatest thing with Gambian football at this moment, you have a lot of coaches who are into grassroots football, and that is the most important area in any nation. I mean, they big in football. They try to put up a very strong grassroots foundations. To move the players to the bottom top approach. And I think having all those great coaches, them Ibrahim is a UEFA A license holder in England. And then T-Boy is a UEFA A license holder. Habib is trying to challenge, but I know host of coaches they've got the knowledge, but the doors are closed. The doors are definitely closed. But we will try to hold people accountable to open up the doors. Then oil fall booming. Ku nekk gis ci sa boppa. Like today, Malang has a lot to contribute to Gambian football, and today he's demonstrated that. What do you think the T-Boy, Ibrahim, Babukar Sanyang, Pa Adama, ak ñeneen, ak boy bu nekk Seattle, ñoom Ken Mansale, what do you think they can add up to Gambian football? They can definitely add quality. And I think, we just need...
Nagai Daniel Buntai. The doors are closed, but Daniel and Buntai, one of the things
you call Daniel, you call Daniel, because I have had like these hard conversation with some of these ex-players. I can tell you that clearly. Hey, sometimes you just have to come from your comfort zone and make, you need to come out and talk and share your thoughts. We don't all have to go and be coaches somewhere. We can, give me time of Condi. I have to bring Idi from his comfort zone. I have to bring Padembo from his comfort zone. You share their experience with the team. And this is one area that we can all start working on. And then okay, do you see football? Do you see football? Do you see football? Come tell me you're justifiable Malanjaji, Adamabi, I mean, Bu EJB, and then Bu Ibrahim. We have doodlooms, the doodlooms. I mean, host of them. So we need to come out and you don't have to show yourself. Look at it. But Malang won't worry. I'm not saying it's no big deal.
All right, guys, did not take, but part of the Daniel Buntai project Bumawa is I've always had this idea of coaches like Frankie Dudutal, like Malang, like EJ, like
exactly
Futi,
Frankie Dudutal.
Find maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks of your time. I know it's easier said than done. Agenda certificate. I know there are people in the Gambia and they can help you to get all these first division and second division coaches together and just run a 2 weeks clinic with them. because sometimes them they set on some of these games and what the players get away with, and I tell myself, Lee do not happen under Frankie Doodoo Tal's watch. He would fix it right away. So fix
Yeah.
it for the coach. If you have clinics like that, these Malangs can fix it for these coaches. You know, they'll go back and win. The federation cannot do anything to close these kind of opportunities. I mean, I think the coaches association, you guys can work on these kind of projects and see if you can actually get these A licensed coaches, these experienced coaches, to go and hold a week clinic. It doesn't have to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You know, coaches can gain from this. But guys, we have to go now. You know, program being we are 2 hours 10 minutes, and we would come back here and have a very good discussion on is it Friday? When is our next appointment? Is it Friday?
Yeah, Friday and Wednesday.
Friday, inshallah. Again, you guys fee. Thank you once again. Sana jere why.
Jërëjëf Ras.
All right. Thank you.